Sorry, it's Chinese food day today. Taking a break from all the cooking. So continuing forward, yes. So 2019 and the beginning of 2017, there are two, I guess you can say, media clips that repeat, and then it screws with my Dianetics. Big time. Because it ends up affecting my appearance come 2019. But part of my job, should I go back to that part of the resume? Because I'm also starting to notice, like on my resume, it takes at least twice to see the pattern. Because the first time you can't just assume, you have to play it through. The second time you have to verify. Of course I probably said this, but the problem is that no one's being truthful about how many times we're going through it, and I really don't care. There's no need to count, because it's just going to keep on happening, because everybody keeps making a mistake at the higher level. So if they keep cycling through their mistakes, then the only thing people down below can do is try to perfect it. What people are doing in this part of the city, in 4 other cities, they're looking at resumes and comparing it to a trainer's resume or another associate that started off like being a really techie person. Mind you, I'm tech person, but I'm on the Android side. I'm not Apple, because I actually see what kind of a garbage it is, having to sit for 8 hours just to solve a problem. And so it's just like, whatever. With Android, you can fix it because it's hardware. So I have been able to fix it. The problem is that come into 2016, because I'm paying attention to all the pocket, it's almost like this. It's like people taking your wallet and taking money out of it, and then you start off with nothing. So now I have to go chase my money because they went and spent it. And then what they end up doing is that, and they do, because I found a place where they don't have an operating office, which is why I said this one particular counseling group is not legit at all, because it's a small state with a small town. They're not making money, and they don't have real businesses. Okay, I'm not about to start opening up my full TSA resume. I'm not about to start handing it to people so this way they can dissect the fuck out of it. Okay? Because when I went to apply for my job starting 16 all the way up until like 23, these were jobs prior to education completion. Okay? So there are skills that I have, and there are experiences that I have, and there's also like extra knowledge that I have. So it's not like I don't have a sense of business. I do have a sense of business. I could have decided to go into the business program, but when I started looking at the program and how much shit I was going to have to absorb and then also reset at the same time, it was just too much. It's too much. I'm like seriously trying to make it a point to land on a beach shore and just fall the fuck asleep. That's how tired I am of all the fucking tracing and tracking I'm doing. And the only reason is because I'm not getting anywhere as far as having a peace of mind. So it's always, let's go out, let's go out, let's go out. I don't want to go out. I want to stay home and sleep because I'm tired. Okay, I'm tired. I'm constantly tired. And it's not from, nobody's proved that I have genetic depression. Okay, nobody's proved it. Nobody will take the blood work that I give out from blood donation because there's a sample, because it has to get tested. Okay, so they can do all the testing that way. Nobody wants to order blood work before going into these sessions and everything. And that's necessary because you can actually hurt somebody's body giving them the wrong medication like they did with mine. Now, just because I've been through it doesn't necessarily mean like I'm going to come through it each and every time. I barely came through on the second medical mistake. Barely. When I say barely, I mean barely. Barely came through. So Now this next time comes around, it's going to be twice as bad, twice as worse, and no one's going to understand anything. But yet we watch TV of like German Nazi techniques on people and stuff like that. And people and it's just not sinking in because nobody wants to care about it. But yet we'll create the problem. So basically from December 19th all the way through the 4 years, it's basically staying out of people's way. I don't want to be accused. I'm not going out of my way. If I'm told to do something the first time, I end up doing it the second time, the third time, the fourth time. But I am not doing what some people say to do. Well, say something. No, I'm not saying anything because it can be used against me. So basically it's taking care of myself only, and making sure that I don't get hurt super bad at the end. And make sure that everything is documented. What I'm not about to do is pull out the phone again and do the Twitter stuff, because that was crap. It was complete bullshit. I had to seriously punch out all that, and it was like, why? I had to punch all those tweets out, and it was just, there was no reason to do it whatsoever. None. Everybody knows we're going through this again. Everybody's Q-tipping themselves to go, going through it again. Everybody's repeating the same damn thing that was said the last time. Nothing makes sense whatsoever. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But I know, like, for me, having given you guys money, coming to you guys for help and everything, I will do what it takes if it puts me, like, on the floor, drop dead. Because it's like losing the ability to talk, the ability to have confidence in saying something, the ability to even do anything. That's what ends up happening towards the end. Like, there's just no confidence at all to say anything to anybody anymore. Even if I know it's for a fact, because everybody has done a great job putting all these bubbles around them, telling these little lies and stuff, and trying to get through the day when they really should just be sitting there just saying nothing. So the old saying is, if you got nothing to say, don't say it at all. It should be said. And that's the same thing I've been doing for the first 6 months. It's just that every single time I record something, it's like the problem comes so fast that it's terrifying, because I don't know if I'm in a predicament. But I still do it anyways, because it's got to happen. Either it happens right then and there, or it happens later. And I've always experienced that if things happen later, the consequences are a lot worse. So I'll deal with it. If this face gets busted up, then it gets busted up. I don't have any value in my beauty anymore. I don't hold anything precious anymore about myself, because of how bad this is all getting, and how people are abusing what they know and taking money from me. And they think that they're Scientology, and they're not. They're absolutely not. And it's becoming really difficult to stay calm and to not kill people. It is, because at this point, having gone through it and through it and through it again, and so it's more of like composure. But if people are constantly provoking or thinking there's something that they're not, but they can't prove it, or they say something and then they go and do the opposite, that's what's happening in the psychological world. So there's no concrete evidence. What they're saying is that, well, she's paranoid schizophrenic, that's why she's talking, that's why she's saying all these things, she's trying to grab attention. And it's like, but you have no proof. I've asked for blood work, and you said there's no way I can get blood work to prove that. That right there is a genetic show up. It is. It's not a disorder. That's a genetic disease. Okay? That's a genetic disease. It never is curable. You have to manage it. So nobody can prove it with blood work. Nobody wants to do it. Okay? Yet at the same time, we keep going back to December 19, 2015, and yet I still get blamed for it. I keep telling people over and over, it's not me. It's not me. I just reset the logic. That's all I do. If people want to start taking control of it, they can ingest 30 antihistamines like I did in 3 sets of 10 and go through it, or they can do something that I've done before. So that's the issue. Nobody can prove it. Nobody can prove anything. And I'm pretty sure when my blood work was done the first time I went into treatment for depression, they were testing my blood because they wanted to prove at every level that I had, it wasn't paranoid schizophrenia, it was something else that goes along with personality disorder and depression. That meant being on like barbiturates and it was some sort of medication. They found out that there was nothing. So I'm going based off of that. You can't change mental health disorders and diagnosis because it's all based on genetics. All right, this I remember, this I know for a fact. All right, it's all based on genetics. And the psychology world is going to deny it and say, no, it's also based on it. But the problem is that when I took behavioral psychology, the answer was it's never environmental, it's something wrong biologically with the person. So if everybody has the medical wonders up to par with everything, then I should have been able to get something back when I was 19, when they did all that blood work and all that torturing and all those sessions and 30 days, no people, no nothing, just the people that were also sick like I was. So I went through all that. Okay. I know I have depression influenced by environment because of the type of person I am. When I get up to go do something I love, I'm completely happy and into whatever. When I go to work, I don't put myself in dangerous situations. I don't find myself put myself in jobs that are dangerous. I mean, if people want to lie about how they look and stuff, that's fine. But I have a way to get out of it and then start up again. So the argument is that on the divorce side is that I'm not willing to stick it out, but according to normal people, if they don't like their job or they don't like how it's going, they move to better things. So I'm being accused that I'm not allowing people to hurt me or fire me. And the whole point is not to get fired because you cannot collect unemployment if you're fired. And in the state of Massachusetts, everybody lies about why somebody got fired. So we're just having a fucking issue. We're having a fucking issue with my ex-husband. We're having such an issue getting through to him, and it's just like, it's like dealing with somebody that has no brain. It really is. It really is. And then when he hooks up with this woman in the complex that we're at in Attleboro, at 101 South Avenue, then it becomes like, well, I've got this big bubble of doing great things and achieving a lot and stuff, and it just falls through the fucking drain. And then this woman goes and tries to be sexual with my ex-husband, and it's like, you know what? Right in front of me. So I know for a fact that this is just ever fucking repeating. And the problem is I can't file for a divorce at this point. I can't file for bankruptcy because I am paying off all the credit cards. The credit cards are getting cut up. Yes, there is extra spending, but this is like from the second go around. The third go around now is truly preventing the extra spending because that money actually can be put towards something else. And it's not towards another LLC. That's the other problem. Like I said, 2019 is affected by 2016, which is why it's such like a fucking ordeal for people right now. So it's a fact. It's a fact. All this fucking recycling through in the 6 years is just killing. It's just killing people's luck to get money and jobs, which is why we're fighting always for Joe Biden to fulfill his 4 years. Always, always. Even the Republicans, the Republicans that have a sound sense of logic and reasoning, we're fighting for him to finish out his 4 years because we know he's damn good at what he does. I mean, Barack Obama had him for VP and stuff, so there had to have been something. Barack Obama didn't besides Obamacare, You know, the more I look at Obamacare, I want to almost say, I think there was something to it. There was something to it. And then that's it. Do I support it? I haven't had a chance to get enrolled in it. They make it so difficult. So, that's that. So, yes, 2016 is completely destroyed. There is no energy. There is no time. There is no relaxation. Nothing whatsoever, because I'm constantly having to fight the ordeal that takes place in February, besides the ordeal that takes place mid-January. And then mid-March comes along. Mid-March comes along, and it's not the greatest. Trust me, it's not the greatest, because I end up, I don't know, I have to look long and hard, but I'm pretty sure, like, I end up being, like, once again, a person that they didn't want. So, like I said, it's not something that I need, because I've got the job at KFC come May 15th. It's all good up until everybody starts calling and abusing it and starts doing all sorts of things. So then I have to act out of ordinary, and I don't like acting out of ordinary, because out of ordinary really is a fine gray line. That's me. That's me, because I don't want to sit there and get into an argument around HR, because it just it gets ugly. It gets ugly, and I'm avoiding it, because a lot of times women in the HR like to get into HR fights and read an article about hiring people, lean management, but yet they're not lean themselves, so they wouldn't have a goddamn clue. So it goes back to the argument, you are what you are. And they want to get into this argument, and I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it, because it becomes hurtful, because I really say it to their face, maybe you should start being lean management about yourself before you start talking about me about being lean management. Being lean management on yourself does change your fucking temperament. It does, because you have a different outlook on people versus when you're gaining like 25 extra pounds. So, and now in the town, I mean, where I'm at when I move in Massachusetts, nobody wants to hire me, because the sign company did a damn good job telling people, don't hire her. She'll just eat up a paycheck. I don't eat up a paycheck. I'm putting it towards student loans. I'm putting it towards credit card bills. My ex-husband does not make enough to cover for him. And he will not give up my bills, like the car insurance. What else? I have car insurance that he won't give up. He also won't let me pay for my own health insurance. I know what the rules are. I know what the law is that Obama created. I know what it is. I have no problem with them taking it out of my tax refund, because if I can't get a hold of a good health insurance company, why waste money on a bad one? You don't have any idea what that means. You want to talk about you want to talk about healthcare in this fucking household with my father Vulcan? Holy shit. Holy shit. I seriously, I swear to God, it's like dragging Michael Pence with me. Come here, Reptar. Let's hit every single thing of the identification to break up this argument. Social Security. We'll stop at, I gotta stop at SOS first, because you can't go into Social Security without a driver's license. So it's like hitting every single type of identification building. The only buildings I can't get into is the IRS and the CIA. Oh my God, if I could so break up this fucking fight. Because the argument in the House is you need to get health care, and that's not the healthcare company you go with. Excuse me, they're expensive. Just do it. No, we're not just going to do it. I'm pretty sure Obama made cheap health care for us that was affordable. We just got to sit through the funneling and the tunneling. But like I said, it'd be nice to have health care through Obamacare, because I can piece out 150. I can't piece out 150 come late 2018 into 2019, and that's when I have to cut off my student loan because of income levels. Because at this point in 2019, the former pregnant woman wants to come back and have her job. Okay, Well, I'm not repeating what took place in Michigan, which got moved to Massachusetts. We're not going through that because it ended up being an overdose. Like, holy crap. This is why I don't like Hispanic workers, because you don't know who they're affiliated with. I mean, it was horrible. And then when I did go to, you know, these companies were the staffing companies, I swear to God, they put me in businesses that don't make anything. They don't make anything at all. They don't. So it's kind of scary because these people only want certain groups of people working with them, and if they get somebody that's a little bit smart and on their toes about stuff, they'll make it a point to get them fired. Not understanding, like, excuse me, we're going through all this. Just sit tight. Nobody can learn how to sit tight, and I believe that was a Barack Obama phrase too. I believe Barack Obama did a hell of a job nabbing everybody's freaking phrase that they use in the work setting. Just sit tight. Just hold tight. Don't spend anything. Just wait it out. I'm pretty sure I remember all this because me and my other coworker where I was at the cleaners, we were happy. We didn't have problems spending money and earning it. We were fine. It was towards the end maybe, yeah, but not during. So now here's the worst part. Oh my God. So now the spring of 2016 comes. This is how my mind is going on December 19th, 2015. I ain't got all the time to fucking sit down and write it because when I do write it, guess what ends up happening? The talk of divorce comes up and him wanting to fuck dick. Meaning like penises, okay? So it's not like it's not like he's picking safe partners. He's picking unsafe partners because I have to throw a box of condom at him. Okay, the Trojan kind, and trust me, there ain't a Trojan condom size for him. So he ends up getting a box of condoms from me because now it's becoming like evident that he wants to have AIDS and HIV and yeast infection. And I have a way because like I have a way of pretending I have something and just to catch somebody in a lie. That's what every fucking girl does who's been in a girlfriend-boyfriend situation to see if the other person is cheating on them. I'm so good at that. I'm so good. Oh, you didn't want red sauce. I'm sorry. Well, Jennifer said you did. I mean, you know, that type of thing. Rob Lowe's early movies are such nice educational relationship movies. They are. They really are. So, my head's going to explode. Not my eyes. I wish just everything would just drop dead. I would. Because then nobody can accuse me of anything. Nobody can accuse me of anything. Like I didn't try to work hard. I can only squeeze so many fucking jobs in one day. Honest, good living jobs. So, yeah. So whatever happens during the first 6 months, and then he lies about it. My ex-husband lies about it. About how I am temperament-wise. I don't get out of bed. I'm in bed like 18 hours a day like a goddamn cat kitten. Okay? I am. Like, so, it is because it's like to avoid an argument. I either go downstairs and then be accused of just being secluded and just wanting to be antisocial, or I go straight up to fucking bed and just be accused that I'm just like tired and stressed out. But that's not what is said. That's not what he says. He says, I'm just depressed. Like, I need to see somebody. No, I'm trying to avoid you. You're not understanding. You didn't come out the worldly vaginal opening. So we're repeating all this all over again. And it's worse and worse and worse and worse. Worse and worse. So more restrictions means more me having to deal with it on the spot, which I don't really care. Because at this point, take me the hell out of it. And then dealing with people that just need to fucking call left and right or make a big deal about something. It's becoming out of control. It is. It's becoming out of control. Like I said, however, it starts with all the way up until March, mid-March. That's what dictates and repeats for like the next 3.5 years. So, And I'm just worried about me. No, I don't want to be driving around. No, I don't want to be tutoring kids. No, I don't want to be surrounded by anything having to involve sex anymore. I just want to do tennis. I just want to try out for a bowling league, see if I can get into that, and then have pool as like a downtime. That's it. That's it, because I'm fed up with everything. I should be walking out of these 4 years with no credit cards and just having to deal with the student loans and finding a job for the time being until everything resets again. So it'll keep resetting until every politician fixes the shit that they're lying about. So that's it. No more today, because I gotta do something today. I gotta finish what I started. 'Cause I gotta go work tomorrow.